Hey everyone, good morning if you are watching in the morning, and happy Memorial Day if you live here in the States. Blacktastic, how you doing, brother?
Never better, man. It's nice to have a 3-day weekend, chilling with some folks, and hanging out with my brother on social media now. So I'm all good.
Yeah, bro. Thank you for making the time. I know you always join me. I missed you last time when we did the Alfred Hitchcock, but I know you're always up to it. So
Yeah,
I told you there's a tons of episodes, so
yeah,
we're gonna go back with more.
definitely.
Um, but yeah, so yeah, it's a good day. Yeah, I'm also off like you, and I know some most people are on today, at least in the States for the holiday. And this is guys, and this is my first hangout and chat live stream. uh, you know I was looking forward to do one of these because one of the good stuff about these ones is like you don't have to do homework, you don't have to
Right.
watch. I mean, like if you're my guest, you don't have homework to do because we don't have any theme or topic. So it can be any topic like politics. No, just kidding. No, it's gonna be anything related with TV shows, pop culture, movies, of course.
Right.
That type of thing. But we don't have anything specific. So if you're watching live, let me tell you, just join us in the chat and just with a question or comment that you may have. And so yeah, and we're gonna be uh, uh, just talking. And I don't know, maybe I invited more YouTube friends, so maybe they'll join later. I don't know. I don't know, but they might not. But whatever the case might be, we're gonna be just here and talking and chilling and having a good time. So, Blacktastic, is your weekend going well? I mean, it seems like it because I saw your Instagram.
Man, I got a lot of rest. My parents have a 4-bedroom house, and it's just them two now. So plenty of room, plenty of spots to hang out, chill, sleep. I haven't watched any TV since I've been here. I
Oh,
went to
that's
the movies Saturday night to go see Furiosa. And other than
nice.
that, I just been cooking, um, taking care of my parents, make sure they're comfortable, and having some great conversations, taking pictures and stuff like that. And normally my Instagram, 99% of the time is mostly professional for to promote my YouTube channel. But lately, I've been showing more personal sides of my life. Introducing
Mhm.
people to my family and things like that. And that's all I do, man. I like to barbecue during the summertime, spend time with loved ones, and just listen to good music and have a good time, bro.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. Yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah, I like you put in a little bit like personal side on your
Yeah.
Instagram. Like yesterday's, it was a story, you
Oh,
know,
right.
and then the other picture with you and your mom. That's a cool picture too.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. So yeah, I sometimes I debate. Well, not anymore, but I think at the beginning on my Instagram because I was like, should I just post movie stuff, which is good because that's usually what the Instagram is. At least that account is for. But I was, oh, should I put a little bit of my behind the scenes, so to speak?
Yeah.
And and so I was kind of debating at the beginning, but now I put more of that content. Uh, Not everything, of course, but like, or at least a little bit related. I try to. But yeah, like a cookout or whatever, or picture with my wife. Like I posted one yesterday. We went to the movies, uh, and it was a movie that I watched like 2 weeks ago. It was one of those mystery movies. When I went to see it, like you don't know what you're gonna get
Oh, yeah. On
until the op-
Mondays. Yeah.
until the yep, until the opening credits. And I went. I remember that. Yeah, I think two Mondays ago, and it was the movie Babes.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, oh man, I don't know if I would have seen this movie if I knew what it was. So I had an okay time, but I was like, I did a very brief reaction, and I said, I think my wife might like this movie, so I'm gonna bring her when the movie comes out. So we went last night, and yeah, I was right, or kind of right, that she was gonna like she enjoyed it overall, but she was like, she's like, yeah, she's like, I don't know if I watch it again, she said,
Hmm.
but it's one of those movies that she had a good time, but she doesn't know if she will watch it again. It's kind of weird, because she's like, because she was comparing it with the movie Sisters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I
uh,
can see
and
that.
she loves Sisters, and this Babes is a comedy, like for like a women comedy, but
Hmm.
it's totally a different topic than Sisters, because this is more like, the Babes is more like pregnancy, having children. uh, yeah, it's a little different, uh, a little raunchy, but not so much sexual. It's more
Oh,
like language type of thing. It was, but I think, like, when I watch the movie, I think, I'm like, I think women would identify more with that movie, because when I went by myself, and actually last night I pointed out to my wife, when we got there in the theater, I was the only man there, because there were like groups of women.
oh,
But then later, one couple sat in front of us, and like a little in front of us, and they were like a man and woman. And then later behind us, there was another man and woman. So there were two other men, but the majority were women in the audience.
okay.
but
Yeah.
no, but it was my second time watching it, so it was kind of better the second time, actually. But have
Oh,
you have
nice.
you heard have you heard about the movie, or maybe seen a poster, or the trailer, or whatever? No.
Nothing. I've heard nothing about it.
Yeah, I think the marketing wasn't too strong.
Yeah, I think nowadays with the climate with movies, studios are spending less money on advertising because the movie business is not really good right now,
Hmm.
and that's one way to cut into the budget is by not advertising and maybe dropping a trailer on Instagram or YouTube because it doesn't cost them anything.
Yeah.
So it's probably a little bit better to do it that way. But marketing nowadays is just bad, and the ones that do market good have bad openings because I was checking the reports yesterday.
Hmm.
Furiosa and Garfield made like 31 million in like 3 days.
Yeah.
It's the movie business is really struggling right now, even with blockbusters, because normally Memorial Day weekend, always a big movie come out or two. And
Hmm.
the two that came out are struggling to even make 40 million.
Wow. You know what? I was thinking on Saturday. I'm like, oh man, I need to check the numbers, and I haven't until you just now that you mentioned the numbers for the weekend. I didn't. I have no idea. Um, I don't know. Do you know how much money was Furiosa tracking? I mean, or how much they were expecting or
There
calculating?
was Yeah, Furiosa was expecting to do 40 million in
40.
the 3 day weekend. The 2 day
Uh-huh.
weekend, 35 million. So it's kind of on par because people think that Fury Road was a big hit. It was popular. It was number one
Hmm.
for a couple of weeks, but it didn't make a whole lot of money like people think it did.
Hmm.
It covered its budget. So these
Okay.
movies, because the first one opened up at 45 million,
Okay.
Mad Max Fury Road, and this is supposed to open up at 40 million. So it's on par with the other one,
Uh-huh.
but they're not gigantic blockbusters like everybody thought they were. They just like the movie
Hmm.
a lot.
Yeah. It came out in what, 2016, 2015, something like that?
Yeah, 2015.
2015. Okay. So almost 10 years ago. Yeah, that was a really good movie. Fury Road. I couldn't remember I'm glad that you remembered like some of the numbers. But yeah, you're right, dude. About uh, it seemed like it was a huge blockbuster, but it wasn't. But it's a good movie. It's a very good movie.
Oh, yeah,
Fury Road.
it's probably most people's favorite movie of that year. It won
Hmm.
like 3 or 4 Oscars. People forget
Hmm.
that. I love it. I mean, I love Mad Max, but in my head, I thought it was just made all this money, and it really didn't. But it made enough to cover its costs. So.
Discussed. Yeah. So that's probably how they got away and making this spin-off or prequel.
Right. Warner Brothers said, "Hey, you're good at least to cover the budget," so they greenlighted, and now who knows, man? You know,
Yeah.
the climate of movies is just in a bad. Because when I went Saturday, I
Hmm.
went to the 7 p.m. showing, and it was probably 20 people in the theater, man, here in Fresno. It was not
Hmm.
packed at all.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't watch it as early because I know Rashad and Anthony Perez. They watch it early,
Uh-huh.
like like a few days earlier,
Right.
and I watched their videos, and then I think Friday night or Saturday morning, something like that. I watch Q reviews
Oh yeah.
of that movie, and it's pretty close to my thoughts. But I haven't heard yours. Did you have a good time? Did you love it? Was it meh?
I liked it. It's just I think everybody's expecting the exact same movie from Fury Road, but it's a whole different take on it was more slow paced, not as action packed, and I appreciate that. Fury Road is a tough act to follow.
Hmm.
And I'm not a big fan of prequels, but this particular prequel I was interested in because I fell in love with the character, Furiosa.
Hmm.
So I give it a B plus.
Okay.
It's not as entertaining as Fury Road, but I thought it was a good film. I thought it was a good premise to do her backstory to find out what made her so angry, what made her so determined, and I loved it. And I got to say too, the first action scene with the war rig, I think rivals anything in Fury Road. That was a badass scene, man. When she was underneath the truck and fixing everything while the battle
Yeah.
was going on,
Oh yeah, dude.
dude, I'm like, wow, George Miller is out of his mind. So some things I like better than Fury Road, but overall, Fury Road is just a superior movie. But people need to understand this is more of a intimate story about her growing up in this wasteland. And I appreciate learning about Gastown. I
Hmm.
appreciate learning about Bullet Farm. I thought it was, hey man, I really enjoyed it, but it was about 10 minutes too long for me. If they would have
Yeah,
shaved off 10 minutes, it would have had an A grade easily.
yeah. 10 to 15 minutes for me. Yeah. I went to see it on opening night with one of my buddies from work, but it was his first time in a while in the theater, but also his first time with me, like hanging out with
Oh,
me and
okay.
watching it. So he's like doing that scene of the chasing scene. He's like, "Oh man!" He whispered. He's like, "Oh man, so much tension is making me hungry." Yeah, I had to eat because he had so much tension on it. But yeah, dude, that scene was pretty sick. Dude, I really liked it. All right, did you see that? Hey, fellas, I hope you're doing. I hope you're both doing great. What's up, Mike? Yeah, doing well,
Yeah.
brother. Thank you. Unfortunately, I'm not able to join, but wanted to pop in the chat to show some love. That's right, bro. Thank you. And yeah, you're always welcome, Mike. I know the time zone is tricky for you because you're in the future, right? He's like 6 hours ahead, so he has to come back in the past. He has to get in the DeLorean and travel back to do live streams with us.
There you go. I like
But,
that.
but dude, yeah, Mike. I mean, I'm always gonna put that link on our IG group. So anytime you guys can just click in on time or early, whatever. But yeah, Mike. I know if you could, you will be here, dude. I know that. Thank you. And yeah, dude. So I watched that. I watched it on IMAX, and because I'm starting to get into IMAX now. but yeah, I would say like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. But other than that, dude, I really liked it. Now I want to watch it again because not only because I was entertained overall, but I heard a couple of negatives regarding the green screen, and I want to. They kind of pointed out where it was. I think Q reviews mentioned that. And did you notice that the green screen? Because
it
I
was
don't
it was
remember.
subtle. Now, somebody like
Uh-huh.
Q has a great eye because he works in CG.
Hmm.
in professional life, so he can catch it better than I can. Now, I did see it. It was during the scene where a lot of the what do you call the people with the paint all over them?
Oh, I don't. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what's the name of
Oh,
that
I
group,
forgot what
but
they was called. But there's a scene where they're on top of the rig, and the background you can tell is green screen, but it wasn't enough to take me out.
uh-huh.
And a lot of the explosions in this movie were CG. And I guess to cut down on costs, and plus, you got to be safe. I mean, that first movie, man, all them practical stunts,
Hmm.
I can imagine how dangerous it was on that set. And I heard George Miller's like a stickler for we got to do it in real time.
Yeah.
So, but
I always. Uh-huh.
but you gotta cut down on the budget. And CG is the best friend to a budget. And sometimes it might compromise the film a little bit, or it might compromise it a lot. It depends who's watching it.
Hmm. I do like CG, but dude, I really appreciate all the practical or the mechanical effects.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I like it both, but I always like it when it's like the real deal.
And plus, in this movie, you got to remember they got to build all of those vehicles.
Oh yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
So a big part of the budget, all those motorcycles with the framing and dude, I mean, who imagination can think of something like that to build those things and they actually run? So I'm imagining the big budget went to that, and then you have Anya Tyler Joy and Chris Hemsworth. They don't come cheap. So
Hmm.
you got to do what you got to do, man. But the CG didn't bother me. Most
Yeah,
people who complain about it, maybe they have a little bit more of a background in it. But for me
yeah.
personally, and I think everybody's comparing it to Fury Road, and you can't help it but to, but
Hmm.
just they're just two different animals, man. And you know, it is what it is, bro.
Yeah, but but it's a good. I like overall I like the movie. I will put it I will put it somewhere in my top 10 of the year so far. So
Oh yeah,
far, I will put it somewhere in there along with um, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. That also was a good one. But I mean, I don't have a list yet because it's only almost almost June. But I can tell you it will be somewhere in there right now.
yeah. I mean, because you look at the rest of the year, you got Bad Boys coming out, you
Oh,
got
dude, I'm
you
waiting
got
for that.
Wolverine and Deadpool coming out, and then on
Mhm.
Netflix, you got Beverly Hills Cop 4 coming out. So you got some more action movies coming out, and we'll see towards the end around August. But I'm pretty sure this is going to be in my top 5 for action because,
Uh-huh.
dude, the set pieces, the scenery, dude, I just never seen nothing like this, man. And George Miller just know how to film action. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's great.
Did you did you watch Dune 2?
I have not.
You have okay. Um, because I had said before, I'm like, if a movie, if a movie, if in 2024 a movie is gonna be a good contender on the CGI against Dune 2, is gonna be Furiosa. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But after watching the movie, I don't think it's the case. but I'm gonna give the edge to Furiosa because
Oh,
I was more entertained though. I was more entertained. But Dune 2 has better CGI. I have to admit it. But I was a little bit more invested on Furiosa for some reason.
yeah. I think me and you are the same because back in the 80s, I liked that original Dune movie. It was kind of quirky, kind of weird. I
Mhm.
enjoyed it. The new Dune is not for me. I appreciate fine filmmaking. I appreciate cinematography. I mean, all that stuff. But the story doesn't work for me. It's not my thing. So when part 2 came out, I had no interest. I know everybody in the world is like, this is the greatest movie. Like, I'm a Star Trek fan. A lot of people don't like Star Trek. You know what I mean? So I get it. Dune is not for me. So when it comes on uh streaming, I watch it, be like, dude, you need to see it on the big screen. For me, no, I don't. So, save your breath because I ain't gonna watch it on the big screen for nothing.
Uh, yeah, and yeah, the Dune 2. Star Trek. Star Trek. I uh, I haven't seen the movies. I do remember back in the day watching like when it was on TV episodes,
Yeah,
but I don't I don't know much about Star Trek other than some of the characters, but
right.
it's very limited what I know about Star Trek, and I know it has a big following too. I mean, it's not like the same amount of followers like Star Wars or that's a way bigger fandom, but Star Trek is I think they got pretty loyal fans.
Yeah, they call us Trekkies.
The Trekkies, yes,
And
they do it's that stuff, right? They do like, something like that,
I can't
right?
do that, man. I gotta do my fingers like that. I can't do it personally.
I kind of can with this hand,
Uh,
kind of, yeah. This
no,
one I can.
I need some rubber bands to hold them together. But yeah, Star Trek is it's a niche, and everybody that knows me said, man, I can't believe you like Star Trek, man. I love Star Trek. I
Uh-huh.
like it more than Star Wars, and I love Star Wars, but Trek,
Hmm.
I guess because it deals when it came out in the '60s, you know, when I started watching it in syndication when I was growing up, it was the first time a black woman was on TV that had speaking
Oh,
lines that wasn't a maid, you know, with
uh-huh.
Lieutenant Uhura. And Captain Kirk wasn't racist. He slept with everybody, green people, orange people, people with three eyes, yeah, man. I was like, hey, I like this guy. You know,
Yeah,
he doesn't judge. So
that's funny.
yeah, so Star Trek was a big part of my life growing up, and I enjoyed the movies, the original crew, New Generation. So yeah,
Yeah.
I've been a Trekkie my whole
Hmm.
life.
I do remember though. Maybe you remember this TV show because it's also like probably the 70s or the 80s. I remember watching. I was a kid. I was probably in elementary school. It was called The Land of Giants or something like that.
The
It
land.
was about. I think it was Land of Giants. It was about. I think they were from Earth and they were in spaceships, and something happened in space that they end up in a planet or in a galaxy. I don't know what it was, and this planet is like they're like giants. So these humans, they're like this big, and oh man, it's gonna bug me. I'm
Yeah,
gonna see.
I'm not familiar with that.
Maybe it has a different name. TV show. Let me see if I can find. Yeah. It is the Land of Giants, 2 seasons, and it's from 1968. It says here. This was the logo.
Oh, I recognize that logo, but I don't remember watching the show in detail, to be honest.
This is the. I found another
Wow.
picture.
Huh.
So
I'm not familiar with that.
you know. Okay, because it to me it was like the same kind of like sci-fi, like Star Trek. Obviously, Star Trek has uh, more of a fandom. He's some of the characters on the show.
Oh yeah, I can see the similarities.
Uh-huh. But anyway, so I don't know. That's a show that I was like I remember watching when I was a kid.
Yeah, another one I used to watch when I was a kid. I was older. It was in black and white. Was Lost in Space. I used to watch that religiously when I was a kid.
Uh-huh. That one sounds familiar. Lost in Space sounds familiar.
They had the robot, um, danger, danger, and had them rubber arms. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger, Will Robinson. They made a movie. Then they made a Netflix series that had 3 seasons for Lost in Space.
Uh-huh. Yeah, Lost in Space sounds familiar. Let me Google it. Because now we said about that robot.
Oh yeah, man. He was as popular as R2D2. Man,
Uh-huh.
you know, he was quite a character.
Lost in Space. Danger, Will Robinson, he says here.
Yeah,
Three
that's a tagline
seasons.
that's really famous.
It says it has 3 seasons. Let me see here.
Now the one for 3 seasons is from Netflix. Now the old TV show might have had it
Oh, the
before.
old TV show. This one. Oh yeah, 1965. Wow, 1968.
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what? I think I remember seeing some of that. I don't remember as much as Land of Giants, but I do remember when you said the danger
Yeah, the
robot.
robot
Yeah,
is really noticeable.
and if you see, it looks like the same tone as you saw the shows,
Yeah,
right?
I think during that time, um, those space shows were kind of similar. They kind of fed off each other. Star Trek, because Star Trek was in color, but the ones we
Hmm.
watched, some was in black and white, some was in color, and you can see where Star Wars and Dune
Hmm.
got their, because Star Wars got theirs from Dune, I believe.
Yeah,
Some of
that's what
the,
I heard. Yeah.
yeah, so, and old TV serials, so that's why they were so popular when they came out in the late 70s and 80s.
Hmm. Yeah. You know what? Because remember I told you that I changed computers because
Uh-huh.
oh, guys, because we were a little late because I was having issues with my internet, so I switched laptops. So I need to plug this one because I don't want
Oh,
it to
okay.
die on me. Because I don't
Oh,
want it to
okay,
die on
yeah.
me. Let me remove this headphone.
Okay. While he's doing that, I'm gonna
Oh
sing
yeah, yeah.
for you guys.
Ah, okay.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
do the
just want to
robot.
make sure that.
Danger, Will Robinson, danger. Danger, Will Robinson, danger. Yeah.
Dude, I didn't know that Netflix did that reboot until you just told me just now. The Netflix one. I had
Oh
no idea
yeah.
about.
It's really good, man. I mean,
Oh,
I
yeah.
fell in love with it.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know it was. It's good to know. But so do you say like the reboot is good enough? Like
Yeah, I think so.
yeah. All
Hmm.
right, I'm gonna give it a shot. But
They had a movie years ago with, what's that guy's name? Matt LeBlanc from Friends, and John Hurt, who was a great actor who passed away, I think about a year ago
uh-huh.
in the film. And the film was okay. It was pretty good, but
All right.
I thought the TV series was better.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I have no idea. I had no idea about that Netflix had a Lost in Space reboot. I wonder if they would ever do like Land of Giants or whatever. I'm getting nostalgia now that I think about.
Yeah, man. Me and you have so much in common. We love old TV shows, and
Yeah.
we both appreciate old school black and white, because I mean Alfred Hitchcock. I mean, dude, when
Yeah.
you start talking about that, I'm like, yes. And that's I grew up in that dude. I mean, he changed my whole life in cinema, because
Hmm.
I took classes for film school, but I never went to film school. And people
Hmm.
ask me, man, how do you have such a good eye for
Yeah.
your work? I'm like, dude, I watched the best growing up on TV. I didn't have to go to film school for that. I mean, Alfred Hitchcock is one of my biggest influences. And when
Hmm.
I do my horror films, you can kind of see some of the influences and shot selections that I absolutely generated from watching all of his shows over the years and things like that.
Yeah. And I always like that you use black and white. I like black and
Oh
white.
man, it's for one, it makes it look classy,
Hmm.
and color correction is so hard in post, man. It's hard.
Oh,
And
really?
when you're dealing with different nationalities with different skin tones, you really got to know what you're doing with your lighting. And
Hmm.
black and white covers up a lot of mistakes that
Okay.
happen in post. So, hey, I love it, man. Let's say it gives it a classy look.
Yeah.
And when you do silhouettes, like my last film I just did recently, The Lookout, I use a lot of shadows and I use a
Hmm.
lot of silhouettes. Hence, Alfred Hitchcock. And you can only do that in black and white. It only works in black and white, shadows and
Yeah.
silhouettes.
Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned the looker because I was gonna ask you about it. So uh,
Okay.
later on, but we don't have a.
No set schedule, no time like a present.
Not, yeah, exactly. So let me ask you because I like that movie. And before we keep talking, anybody watching, go to Blacktastic channel. I'm gonna put a link to his channel in the video description below. and check out his newest movie. It came out at what, early May, right? The
Yeah,
Lookout.
it came out May 9th.
May 9th. Yeah, it's available to watch on his YouTube channel, and this is his first action heist movie, because all of his previous movies are more into the horror and thrill genre, but this is the first action racing heist movie. Dude, you were right about the beats.
Man, one thing I know for sure is music. I was a DJ my whole life. I paid my way through college DJing. So one thing I know is music, and I'm a visual director. I'm not so much one with a lot of dialogue. So to me, visuals and music are my favorite thing to film, because almost like short music videos telling a story. Like a really good music video can tell you a story. And while you enjoying what you're watching, you're actually bobbing your head or tapping your feet. And
Yeah.
it's a subliminal message you don't realize you're doing, but you're like, dude. But all of my movies usually have really good music, but this is the first one I can actually elevate the music, because it's not a horror movie. Horror movies a
Yeah.
little bit more slow paced, but this
Yeah.
one, I wanted something to have me on the edge of your seat going, oh, okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? And the beat to go along with it.
Yeah. No, that was I liked it, and I like those because you would usually you just throw like homages in some of these movies. I remember which movie was like an Alfred Hitchcock Psycho reference, a shower or something. One of the scary movies.
Probably my very first one
It was one of the
was
ones that I watched. I mean,
was
I've seen them all, but well, I don't think I've seen the very first one. The very first one, I haven't seen it yet.
I think it was called the Comforter. There was a scene where the lady was in the bathroom in the shower, and she was also a scene where she was sitting on the toilet that was very intense.
The Comforter. That was your very first one.
Yeah, that's my first horror film.
Okay, I haven't seen that one. I've seen Sarah, from Sarah
Oh,
to
okay.
now, from
Now
Sarah
Sarah,
to the Lookout.
Sarah, it didn't have any shower scenes, but that's the one that was on a boat,
Yeah, the boat.
on a boat, and then
Hmm.
the two werewolf films. Um, the first one had a lot of homages to Alfred Hitchcock. The first, What Have I
Yeah.
Done? The lady in the office walking back and forth. I shot her angles
Hmm.
from the ground up, and she had the really loud boots walking through the office. That was an
That's
homage to Alfred
that's the
Hitchcock.
part one, right? That's the part one, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Them had a lot of homages. The second one, it was a love story,
yeah.
but
Hmm.
again, when people did reviews, they always um mention Alfred Hitchcock again. So
Hmm.
I guess I think a lot of my camera angles is what gives them that impression.
Yeah, and then the Lookout. You got. I told you in the comments the Tarantino shot
Oh
from the
man, yeah.
from.
Anybody who's a Quentin Tarantino fan, that was a definitely shout out. That was very intentional. There's another scene where the guy's typing in the code to break into the warehouse, and when the
Mhm.
door opens up, you see a shadow standing there. That's an homage to Alfred Hitchcock, the beginning of his show, when you see his
Mhm.
shadow, then he walks into it. This
Oh
one has a
yeah,
lot
yeah,
of
yeah.
homages. I have some Spike Lee homages when they're opening up the crate with the
Uh-huh.
crowbar. The camera is sitting on the crate, so when I move the crowbar and you pull it, the camera moves with the object. That's an homage to Spike Lee's double dolly shots in his films. Um, the scene towards the end, in the hotel with me and my girlfriend, all you see is our silhouettes. That
Hmm.
is an homage to Alfred Hitchcock as well.
I think you mentioned this. I don't want to talk much because of I don't want to give spoilers.
Right.
But you said something. I think was the maybe director's talk or one of those videos that you did after the movie, after you released the movie.
Oh, okay.
You mentioned how you took a different approach from the general heist movies.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I don't want to say what, but you said you were like, I'm gonna do it differently, like not like the typical. I don't want to say not like the typical heist movie, the ending. This ends differently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most heist films have a formula that they follow.
Hmm.
There's nothing wrong with it, but I think it's a trope that Hollywood uses over and over and
Hmm.
over. And when you're an independent guy like me, you can kind of change the narrative. And I definitely took a different approach. And plus, normally, and you know, being a minority, normally we don't fare too well in heist movies. And so, you know, so I definitely took a different approach because
Yeah.
this cast is an all minority cast. You have
Hmm.
five main characters. The four gentlemen are African American, and the one female lead is she's Latina. And so my last two films back to back, all brown cast, all black cast,
Yeah. Yeah.
because I've done it again, had an all black cast and two Latinas that were
Hmm.
Puerto Rican from New York. So, you know, I try to make Hollywood type movies, but with um, a minority cast and tell a different story from our perspective because our stories don't get told enough. So I figure it's my job and duty to do that.
I know you travel
Oh,
shooting the movie. Did you go? Did you say you went to Detroit
I
for
went to Texas for the last film.
for the lookout? Yeah.
The Lookout. I went to Texas to film all the scenes with Stephanie and all the scenes in the hotel. That was all done in Texas.
Uh huh. But you so for Q, he sent you that part. Ah, okay, okay, okay. Because
Yeah,
I know you.
Troy. Yeah, Troy. Troy, Michigan.
Hmm.
Because one of the reasons why I chose him because we've been wanting to work together for a while.
Yeah.
And his personality is just incredible on YouTube. When I wrote the script, I'm like, I wrote that script for Q.
Uh,
And he's a great cameraman. He works for Hollywood in the past. He knows what he's doing. So I said, look,
mhm.
my budget, I can't go to Texas and Detroit. So how about if you can film your part? Because it was just a phone conversation. Traveling
Yeah.
all the way to Detroit for that would be kind of like pointless. And he's great. He has incredible camera equipment. So
Oh,
it looks
dude.
seamless. It looks seamless. He knows
Hmm.
what I want. He knows the depth. I want 85 millimeter, 35 millimeter. I mean, he sent me three different versions of his part. That's how good this guy is. Three different versions. And I'm like, dude, man, you read my mind and his
Yeah.
personality. And then he said, hey, need me to edit? I go, man, don't even edit. I do all of that. Dude, he
Uh-huh.
edited anyway. Dude is a total professional. You see him, he's funny and all of this
Yeah.
stuff on YouTube. Behind the scenes, he's a constant professional and he was a blast to work with. So he saved me a lot of heartache by
Hmm.
filming his own part and emailing it to me. And when you look at the film, you thought I shot every single scene, but no, he did that himself.
Yeah. Cool. Cool. Dude, I don't know if you saw his video already. His out of the theater reaction for Furiosa,
Oh
but
yeah,
he has a drone, dude.
dude, his production on YouTube videos is
Yeah.
second to none. He has a drone, then he's walking side by side because you know he said in one of his videos, I'm kind of tired of the normal YouTube um
Yeah.
movie,
Yeah. Yeah. I
you
think I
know,
watched it.
movie
Yeah. Yeah.
reviews. And
Hmm.
I agree. I try to think outside the box, but man, when it comes to Q, can't nobody top this guy. This guy got ideas that is I'm like, dude, that's brilliant. And he's on that little scooter thing floating through the neighborhood and talking.
Yeah.
Man, YouTube is better place because of him, because he breaks the mold and he totally changes the narrative how movie reviews should be done. There's
Hmm.
no set formula that you have to sit here and talk. No, you can do different things. You can go outdoors, you can go indoors.
Yeah.
Some people do it in their cars, you know, right out of the reaction, which I do. But you're my favorite when it comes to theater reaction because you're in a
Hmm.
theater. Normally you're walking out, you can see the credits rolling, and I hear
Yeah.
your voice, but I don't see you. All of a sudden it lights up.
Oh,
Hey, I just started watching. And dude, man, your
thank you.
production and but you're my favorite out of everybody when it comes to out of theater reaction, dude, because you're
Oh, thank you.
consistent and you keep it nice and short, you keep it concise, you give your thoughts, and you keep it moving, man, and you keep it moving. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. It's yeah. Sometimes if I stay in the room, like it's gonna stay dark no matter what. There's a few. I think there's a few videos when I think I stayed the whole time inside the theater, and you can barely see. I think Mike from Did You See That in one of those videos? He's like I was waiting. He thought he had an issue with the phone that he couldn't see. He put it in the comments. He put in the comments that he's like, oh, I thought it was like having an issue on my end. He said or something like that. But
No,
yeah, I just keep it. I just keep it short because I mean it is a review, but it is not. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, it's
It's
like I said, it's a lot of your reactions makes me want to go see the movie, or like maybe not, because me and you have very similar taste, and
mhm.
we like a lot of the same things, like horror films and things like that. And you're very positive majority of the time, which I appreciate. Even when a movie's not that good, you're like, well, this was good, this was good. Maybe watch it at a matinee or something like that, and I appreciate your take on it. But your presentation is really good, and when you're walking down the hallways, you can see the posters and stuff like that. Man, I love the theater atmosphere in your
Oh
video.
yeah, dude.
It's like, man, does this man live there? Every time I see him, he's in the theater.
All right. Yeah, I wish, but no, yeah, dude. I like movies, like, well, not only movies, but like movie theaters. Which, dude, by the way, dude, somebody brought it to my attention. He sent me a DM uh, yesterday, and this happened Saturday night here where I live. Well, I mean, like 25 miles away. Now that we're talking about theaters, there was a guy, dude. He stabbed. I mean, just changing the subject.
Oh man,
He went into an AMC theaters and he stabbed three like teenage girls, like a dude.
damn.
And I mean, thank God the girls are okay. I mean, they got wounded, and thank God that the police caught the guy. But I
Thank
think the
God.
guy before that he did another crime like that. He stabbed two employees at a McDonald's. But so I was reading and I'm like, oh crap, dude, because like nowadays, I mean, you can just feel like safe anywhere. And I was reading the article, and apparently these girls, they went to see the movie If, and they were sitting like in the one of the first rows, and the guy came from behind and stabbed them. But we don't, like, the article doesn't say like any reason why. I'm thinking he was just nuts or something, dude.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I mean, because the last time I
But
heard something like that was when one of the Batman movies came out and the guy went in there and was shooting people. I think it
uh,
was when The Dark Knight Returns came out and the guy
yeah,
dressed up, and went into the theater, actually started shooting people. I mean, it was crazy, man. People are nuts, man. Wow.
and I understand. I get it now. Like, for people like those, like, they obviously, I mean, I'm not obviously doing that is wrong, but they also, like, people like them, they uh, spoil all the fun of going to the movies. Like nowadays, they don't let you dress up.
No,
Since that Colorado incident, they don't let you wear like unless you're like a little kid, but like they don't let you dress up for like
oh,
a big movie, or bring a prop. Like they don't let you bring props.
yeah.
But yeah, dude.
Things definitely changed. And then, and theater etiquette has gotten worse because everybody got cell phones. And like, for instance, Saturday, I went to go see Furiosa, right?
Hmm.
I told you it was less than 20 people in this theater. Out of all the seats in the theater, these two guys sat behind me that talked and talked. It didn't have a volume button on their voice.
Ooh.
Mostly was doing the trailers. I was like, man, I'm gonna have to turn around and tell these guys something. But I can tell one of the guys was probably autistic, so they didn't bother me. I get it. But
Hmm.
the guy with him should have known better. Like, hey, dude, lower your voice a little bit. And the guy behind me, he was probably 6'3". He was really tall and really big. So his knees kept hitting the back of my chair. I'm like, I'm gonna turn around.
Dude.
And I kind of like, you know what? He probably's not meaning to do it. He's a big guy.
Uh-huh.
And you know, and that movie Furiosa will make you move around in your chair. So I kind of forgave him. But the
Yeah.
theater experience, the etiquette is just getting worse, man. And every time I go to a movie, I can see a good movie, but have a bad experience. Or I can
Yeah.
see a bad movie and have a good theater experience. It's different
Yeah.
nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah. I remember. I used to, like, before. I would like my seat of choice. It was always the very back, for the most part, in the middle, so I can see the screen, so I can be in the middle of the screen, but all the way in the back or the second to last row, somewhere in there. Now, the bad thing about it, because you mentioned the phones, from back there, sometimes you can see, like somebody on the front, like you can see the light, you know, uh,
Yes.
from the back, and I'm like, oh man, that's distracting. I mean, come on, turn it off, or do it like this, like, so you don't
Yeah.
flash anybody.
Or put it down here and look down over it. You
Oh,
know. Don't.
exactly. And
Oh
then
man.
after, yeah, dude. And then I was like, you know what? So now I rather sitting a little closer to the screen, so there is less people in front of me. You know?
Yeah. Usually I sit in between seats. The row C or D is my
Hmm.
choice. I'm
Yeah,
right in the middle, and there's less in front of me. And you know, the really back seats. Those are like dating seats, buddy.
yeah, yeah. But after reading this article that I see in the front, I'm like, what if somebody wants to stab me, come from behind? I don't get to see. I'm like, dude, this is a lose lose.
Yeah, man. It's like, damn, cell phones, getting stabbed, people talking, people hitting your chair. And normally now, these theaters have enough space. People shouldn't be hitting your chairs. But this guy was
Yeah, yeah,
exceptionally big. He was elephant big. I'm like, oh man.
yeah.
And I didn't want to have an attitude and turn around and go, hey, mother, cool, you stop hitting my chair. I didn't want to cause any tension. And
Uh-huh.
so it wasn't too bad, but I was like,
Yeah. But
okay.
the fact that one of them, you know, had a condition or whatever, you kind of gave him some slack.
That's what stopped me. I can tell because when I was walking in, the guy with the condition, he was walking really slow. He had like a little hitch. I was like, oh, okay.
Hmm.
And he talked like, you know how children are, they don't have a volume. And most of the talking was during the trailer. So when the movie started, it kind of quieted down a little bit.
Hmm.
But during the movie, some of the quiet parts, he was asking, well, who's that lady? The guy said, it's Furiosa. But who's that? That's Furiosa when she's little. He goes, oh, I'm like, I mean, I would turn around. I would do that. I would go. I would
Yeah.
turn all the way around. I was like, hey guys, shit. And then the big guy behind me, like I said, he was elephant big. When he was eating that popcorn, you thought he was eating some livestock. It was I was like, did
Can
he
you
drink
imagine?
soda?
Can you can you imagine how loud they are gonna be on the Quiet Place?
They're gonna get kicked out. Fuck out of here. The usher come tap them on the shoulder. Excuse me, sir. Get your big
Yeah,
ass up out of here. This is the quiet place. You in here
dude.
munching like you had a basketball game. Jeez.
When you mentioned that trailers during Furiosa, did they play right before the movie? Did they play that Wolverine and
Yeah,
Deadpool cell phone trailer?
yeah, they
That
did.
was funny. That was
Yeah, they
funny. Yeah.
played that. Since it's a Warner Brothers movie, they showed in Beetlejuice. They showed, of
Yeah.
course, the Joker, part
Hmm.
two. So that was what few people was in there and got a reaction out of those movies. I mean, I'm really looking forward to Beetlejuice.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, Tim Burton is like one of my top 5 directors of all time. I love Tim
Okay.
Burton. And I love the way he tells stories, and I like how he used practical effects and stuff. But yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah. I need to watch the movie, like the first one, because I never seen the entire movie. When I was a kid, I just remember bits and pieces, but I don't
Oh
remember
yeah.
sitting from beginning to end. What I watched, it was the Beetlejuice cartoons. I don't know if you
Oh yeah.
remember those.
I do remember those.
Yeah, that's the one I would watch every day. They were on TV, but the movie, I want to watch it before this, because this is a sequel, right? It's not a reboot.
Oh
I think
yeah.
it's a sequel.
It's a direct sequel. Even the
Oh,
second
okay.
trailer tells you something that happens to a person from part one. So definitely watch
Oh,
part one.
yeah, I want to have to check it. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Because most of what I know or remember, it was the cartoons.
Yeah, I do remember the cartoon. It was really popular.
Yeah, the cartoons were that's what I know about Beetlejuice. And then, dude, you mentioned Joker. I'm a
Yeah.
little worried about. Are you good? Like, are you feel comfortable with the trailer?
Yeah, at first, when I read the premise, I'm like, a musical?
Uh huh.
Because as a director, I'm gonna be honest with you, that first movie was so perfect, and you win best actor. But I'm not doing a sequel. I'm not. You cannot do a sequel to this movie. This movie is damn near perfect. And
Hmm.
he agreed to do it. I'm like, it must be a hell of a script. I said, okay, Lady Gaga. Okay, she's gonna play Harley Quinn. I can see
Hmm.
that. Then I heard musical, and I was nervous. When I
Yeah.
seen the trailer, I'm like, I get it now. In their world, in their head of being psychotic, that's when the music comes in. They're
Hmm.
singing, they're dancing, and they're you see color, the color palette change, like the umbrellas
Yeah.
are really
With the
bright.
umbrellas, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm saying,
yeah, yeah.
oh, and there's
The
like
shot
a
from the top.
spotlight, and he's doing this. So when
Hmm.
they're in this mental ward, when they're together, I think the music starts, and then these bright colors happen because it's happening in their mind until they eventually escape. And
Hmm.
also, all the songs that they're using are covers of famous songs. So I'm like, oh, it's not original material. So at
Hmm.
least the songs we will recognize and like. And I trusted the director to do this right. So we'll see. But
Yeah.
definitely, I was worried at first when it said musical,
Yeah.
but I think it's going to be more of a collage of short little music videos in their
Yeah.
head of them dancing and performing and falling in love.
Which I don't mind that, because just
Yeah.
like you, because 'cause I don't watch musicals, dude. I don't. Um, so when I heard that, I was also nervous. But then that trailer came out, and I was like,
Hmm.
oh man, are they gonna be like actually like singing to each other as they communicate? But then they said no, it's gonna be more like a 15 to 16 uh, well-known songs or something
Yeah.
like that. But they,
Yeah.
they did mention like 15 to 16. I'm like, oh man, that's a whole bunch.
Hmm.
But if they're gonna do something like what you say, if they're gonna do something like what they did with a Star Is Born, stuff like that, I don't mind that. I don't mind that.
Yeah.
So I'm a little less nervous. So because I definitely want to see it, but I just hope, because if it's gonna be like what a musical is, then they would, yeah, dude, I don't know, that would turn me off.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, but if it's
It
gonna be
got, yeah.
something like that, yeah, because what you said, it makes sense, like if it's gonna be like a little piece of a song, I mean.
Yeah. If they keep it short and they're telling the story through music, through their eyes, through their interpretation, what goes on in their head, I think that's brilliant.
Hmm.
Just we got to wait and see. But I do trust the director because he said he didn't want to do a sequel. And Joaquin Phoenix said, I'm definitely not playing this character again. So the script must be badass for both of them to come back, you
Yeah,
know. And Lady Gaga, I mean, she's incredible. I mean, she's an incredible singer, performer, and I think she's a damn good actor,
I think
So
she I
looking
think she
forward.
is, yeah.
Yeah,
What did you see her in, what's that movie, Gucci?
yeah. She's good.
The Yeah, she was good in it.
She's
I mean,
good, man.
even if Star Is Born, I like that movie too.
Yeah, I fell in love with her character, and I like the fact that she used her real life experiences. She talked about her nose being too big to be a star, and I thought it was perfect. So it was good.
Yeah, so I don't. I mean, I mean, we'll see. That comes out November or October. I can't remember. Something
Yeah,
like
I
that.
know it comes out in the fall, so probably around that time.
Yeah. I think the first Joker came out around the same time. I think.
Yeah, award season, man. You know that. Award season time.
Yeah.
And you know, Warner Brothers is making a strong comeback. You know, they had some bad years, but with the Joker coming out this year, the next year you got Superman, and you got the newest sequel to the Batman next year. Whoo,
Mhm.
I can't wait.
Oh yeah, the sequel with the Robert Pattinson one. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's gonna be, and of course, Marvel's getting back on track with Deadpool and Wolverine. So, you know, things are looking up.
Dude, did you hear like the tickets, the advanced tickets for Deadpool and Wolverine are selling out like fast?
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
have a ticket yet, but I'm gonna do because those movies you wanna watch them as soon as possible, dude, because you don't wanna get spoilers on the internet.
yeah, because there's gonna be a lot of cameos and stuff. And
Mhm.
you know, these YouTubers are idiots. You know, they do
Oh,
anything
dude,
for clicks,
yeah,
anything to be the first to do this. I'm like, man, y'all part of the problem.
yeah,
so
yeah, dude.
so a lot of YouTubers I don't even watch. Even people I know and I watched
Uh huh.
before, I just, you know, like Grace Randolph, she
Hmm.
had a spoiler video for Furiosa on Saturday. I'm like, the movie just
What?
came out Thursday, and sure had a spoiler review out.
That's
I'm
so
like,
early. That's so early.
they got to be the first to do this, and that's kind of like the culture of YouTube.
Hmm.
It's not the same, you know. People are trying to be the first, and it's a race to the finish, and it takes a lot of integrity out of doing movie reviews. They're not doing the movie reviews because they really want to do it. They're doing it to be the first to do it, to get the clicks.
Monetize the clicks. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm like, well,
that's
you're not getting my click.
yeah, dude. That's dude. But the thing is, like you said, like other people do, and then they spoil it for somebody else. You know.
Yeah, and it's not cool. You know,
Uh,
get the movie time to breathe before you spoil it. But yeah, because technically it releases on a Thursday because of
mhm.
screenings, and these
Yeah.
big YouTubers are doing spoilers on Saturday.
So
I'm like,
soon.
yeah, you know, half the people are like, I didn't see the movie until Saturday night. I could have
Hmm.
been spoiled if I would have clicked on her video, and I just
Yeah.
refused to watch it.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I haven't. I mean, I don't follow her, but sometimes I've seen. Well, it's been a little while, but here she was on my news feed when it was Twitter. But
Oh,
since
yeah,
it's X, now that it's X, I don't see her as much. I don't know why.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know. But even before then, when it was Twitter, I haven't followed her. I have never followed her. But on Twitter, I will still see some of her on my newsfeed for some
yeah.
reason. But now
She's
on
very
X, she's what?
she's very active. You
Ah,
know,
okay.
her feeds are very strong. I usually watch her box office on Sundays, the box office numbers.
Ah, okay. Okay.
She's
Yeah.
really good at that. But her voice is annoying. So I have a hard time. If you have a annoying voice, you know, I'm sorry, I cannot watch your videos. I just cannot do it. You know, I have a particular taste, and some of these nerds that try to be funny,
Uh huh.
can't watch them. I think Dan Murrell is the worst. He's a very smart guy, but his humor is so dry. I'm like, I can't. He,
he's
he,
one
he,
of the he's one of the favorites of Anthony, I think.
yeah, hey Anthony, I'm happy for you, brother. My guys got it. Like I think I told you this before. My favorite YouTube personality on YouTube is Double Toasted. Those guys are hilarious.
Uh
They're
huh.
funny. You know, they're minorities, so I can relate to them. And, you know,
Uh
we're
huh.
around the same age group, so we've seen this. We grew up around the same time. Um, and then there's you, Rashad G, of course, Q Review, like my core group of friends, Anthony
Hmm.
Perez. I watch you guys first, but man, a lot of these guys I just can't watch, man.
Yeah. Oh,
Hard time.
dude, now that you mentioned Rashad, one of his latest, I think was the Furiosa. He did that that commercial from the sponsor. That was awesome. Tequila, to kill ya, to kill ya. I told him to bring that, let his hair grow for real.
It's probably gonna grow in patches, man. I don't know. He might have a
Yeah,
cul-de-sac. I don't know, man. But man, between Q and G, two of the
yeah,
funniest guys ever I ran into. And then their movie knowledge is great. Like I said, man, you gotta have a personality, man. And those
yeah.
guys, those guys are good. And I try to support my brothers, that really love movies and doing it for the love of the art. Like I said,
Of
in
the
your in
art,
your
yeah.
case, we have similar tastes, old school, black and white. And dude, yeah, you guys, I like my brothers on social medias, so I'm always
Oh
going to be
yeah.
there for.
Likewise, brother. Thank you. But yeah, so I was telling you about this movie, how Deadpool is selling the tickets big
Oh
time.
yeah,
I wonder, dude, they gotta come up with a popcorn bucket or something. I'm sure they have to, right? They have to do something funny. I don't know.
yeah.
I think it's gonna.
From what I heard, the marketing is just going to start now because the movie's
Mhm,
still 2 months away. So they
mhm.
said the marketing is about to ramp up. Man, they're putting all their eggs in one basket for this movie. So you know what? It better be good. Oh my! But
Be good.
it looks great. The
Uh-huh.
only negative is going to be a hard R, so you can't take families to go see it.
Yeah,
Some people will still because it's a
yeah.
superhero movie, but that's the only thing where it won't make the kind of money that we think it's going to make because it's a hard R. But other
Yeah.
than that, dude, this thing it's going to be an avalanche coming
Hmm.
downhill. But they said that's going to have a big opening. Inside Out 2 is going to have a big opening. But they said
Oh
one
yeah.
of the biggest openings they're tracking to do over 100 million the first weekend. Dude, believe it or not, is Beetlejuice. It's out tracking everything this summer.
So that's gonna be it's gonna come out of nowhere, kind of.
Yeah, I guess the cult following, the gothic following,
Hmm.
the Tim Burton fans. I mean, it's probably Tim Burton's most popular movie ever. And to
Hmm.
do a sequel to it, you got different generations. And his member is going to be PG-13, so everybody can watch it. So when you're PG-13, more people can watch the movie. When you're rated R, it limits your audience.
Yeah, like my case, I haven't showed them any of the Deadpool movies,
Right.
so so I'm not gonna do it with the third one.
No.
but
No.
but I mean, I don't mind the R because I show them our movies, like the Predator. That's an R movie, you know.
Yeah. It's,
But
it's a different kind of art, but
yeah,
the
I
things that
I
Ryan Reynolds says in his movies.
yeah, I draw the line. I draw the line on sexual content, and for some people, they may say, well, hard violence is almost as bad as sexual. Because I can see that, but I draw the line. I mean, dude, I'm a father of the year, dude. Don't argue with me.
Exactly.
Anyway,
Everybody grows up different. Some
but yeah,
households they
yeah.
cuss in front of their kids. I try to, I just you got to police it the way you feel, the way you was raised. That's how I look at
Mhm.
it.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right about most people are not gonna bring the kids to. I mean, some
No.
will for Deadpool. I mean, I'm sure some people will, whatever. But yeah, that is gonna limit the the box office money. But still, I think it's gonna do well.
It would be between that and the Joker. It would be the two biggest rated R movies of the year, as far as box office money. Because man, Joker, it's $1 billion film.
Oh yeah, I think it's gonna be yeah, because the first one he made that much.
Yeah, it's $1 billion film, and then the second one, come on, man, they added Lady Gaga.
Mhm. And I think once it gets closer and the marketing goes up higher, like you were saying, like, because probably what, 2 months out or
Yeah,
something, it will be higher marketing.
yeah.
All right, says Mike says, as for YouTube, I only watch small channels like ourselves and none of the big boys and girls, as I want to hear genuine opinions and not people being paid to give a review. Yeah, dude. Yeah, Mike. Yeah, you're right. I used I used to watch um, Jeremy Jans or Jones, and what's the other one big one? What's the other one big one?
You got Jeremy Johns, you got Chris Stuckman.
Chris Tallman. Yeah, Chris Tallman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
and
two are big.
yeah, that's a big. Yeah.
The only people I watch now that are big, I do like John Campia. I like his
Mhm.
live streams because usually
Oh
I'm
yeah,
at
yeah.
work at 11:30. I was from right around to take my lunch. I mean, he's the best at breaking news,
Yeah, I
and,
like him too.
and
I like him
he's
too.
not
Yeah.
annoying, you know. So I like his crew. I like his setup, and so I do watch him. And of course, I told you I watched Double Toasted. They're really big. Other than that, you know, I just, you know, everybody's saying the same thing, man. So who you want to
Yeah.
hear it from? Your buddies or a bunch of nobodies? So I choose the buddy route
Gotcha.
because when a new movie comes out, everybody's because I can watch 10 different videos and they're all saying the same thing. You know, they start off with the cinematography was good, or I don't like it when people read verbatim the synopsis. They're like, okay, this movie is blah 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 blah. I'm like, man, form your own opinion.
I
Like
can
with
read it
you,
myself. Yeah.
yeah, like with you, when you come out of the theater, you don't have a script. You're talking, the camera's on, and you're talking directly after you watch the movie, and it's a raw reaction. And that's what I love about your out of theater experience, man, because it's raw and it's right after you've seen the movie, so you don't have time to take notes. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. It's. I, I think. Yeah. I want to do it that way. It's also quicker in a way because you don't have a script or whatever.
Yep.
But sometimes like my brain goes all over the place. That's the downside, but that's also part of the fun. I don't know. I guess it's some people are gonna like it, some people are not. I guess.
Right.
But yeah, I know. You're right about when you said like you can watch like 10 videos of the same movie and it has the same thing, the same
Same thing.
content.
Like, dude. And you know, not everybody has personality, and you
Hmm.
have to do things. So people who don't have a big personality, they got to put more data and
Hmm.
stuff into their presentation. And I get it, but people with personality, I mean, dude,
Comes
you
out
don't need a
natural.
script. You just talk from the hip. And if you know anything about film, you can only use certain terminology so many times to describe a movie. So you try to expand your vernacular and try to use different words or different expressions to talk about it.
Hmm.
And you know, to have a little flair because when I first met Anthony Perez, the one thing he said about you says, dude, you don't edit your videos. I said, no, man, I treat my videos like a live. I don't edit.
Hmm.
If I make a mistake, I leave it in there. He goes, wow, because me, I take so much time editing and editing. But once you get comfortable in front of the camera, you start noticing less edits.
Hmm.
And I noticed with him, he hardly has any edits in his video. And he says, I like the way you play music in the background of your videos. And I
Hmm.
noticed he started doing it. So I like how we learn from each other and
Yeah.
incorporate because you do the same thing. I noticed Q Reviews does it. I mean, little small elements enhances your channel. And of course, I do everything in black and white. That's why I stand out a lot. And
Yeah.
you know, and I have a big personality, so nothing's ever scripted. I just talk from the hip.
Yeah. That's the best way, I think. You know,
Oh yeah,
at least that's how I like it. Because like you said, you're not reading anything. You just what is in your mind comes out, and first impressions. You know, like when you meet somebody for the first time, you get first impressions. First impressions are important. So you
yeah, yeah. I mean, because if I come to your channel and you're reading the synopsis, I'm like,
yeah, see, yeah.
or you name off everybody in the movie. I never do that. If it's a really big actor, I might name the character off or the character in the movie off, but I don't read everything verbatim because everybody does it. You
Hmm.
know, I come in there, hey, welcome back to the channel. I just got done watching so and so. I go right into it. And with me, usually I have an experience to go along with the movie. So I try to combine the two.
Hmm.
And we have a personal experience, people because it makes it more relatable. Like I told you about my experience at Furiosa, this big old elephant man was sitting behind me,
Yeah.
tapping my chair with his big ass knees. I'm like,
Nobody else is gonna say that because nobody experienced that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So when you incorporate that, it makes your channel unique.
Unique. Yeah. Oh, that's a good point, dude, for sure.
because everybody's experienced that one
Oh,
time
yeah.
or another. Like, hey man, can you stop? You know, or little kids put their feet up on the chair, be tapping, and I
Ah,
look at the parents like, if you don't say something,
I will.
I'm gonna yell at Blondie back here, okay? And you know, you got a big old black dude standing up, turning around, hey, stop kicking my chair, little kid. You know,
Mike says, okay, Mike is prophesizing here. I'm calling it now. They'll make Beetlejuice a trilogy. The whole premise is
yeah,
not to say his name 3 times, and after all these years, Tim Burton is a money machine right now with this and with
yeah.
Wednesday. Oh yeah, with the show Wednesday. Yeah,
Well
yeah.
said. He's back in the limelight because Wednesday broke Netflix records when
He
it came,
did very well. I remember hearing all that. Yeah.
and he got Gina Ortega in that, and now in this. He, you know, so Tim Burton's having a kind of like a resurgence, and
Hmm.
which is great because top five director for me. I just love his sensibility when he does movies. And another guy who's having a resurgence is Spike Lee. His new movie he's filming now in New York is with Denzel Washington. So you got
Oh.
Denzel Washington and Spike Lee hooking up again. They're filming right now.
So
So
it's
two
gonna
of my
be
favorite directors
uh it's
are.
gonna be it's gonna be in theaters, right? I guess the Denzel Washington or no?
It's going to be on Apple, but
Okay.
normally Apple usually releases their movies also in
First.
theaters.
Yeah.
Because you know, somebody big like Denzel's like, oh no, man, I need to be on the big screen and see this handsome face and these fake teeth I got. Man got a picket fence for teeth and perfect white teeth he got.
Dude, what's the name? What's the name of that movie? I don't know if I heard about it.
Oh, I forgot. If you Google it right
Uh huh.
now,
Okay, let me
Spike
see.
Lee's latest movie was with it's a remake
Uh
of
huh.
another movie. I think it's a crime drama if I'm correct, but from what I've seen, the set pieces it looks good, man. Denzel looks amazing.
Oh, High and Low remake.
Yep.
He says High and Low
Yeah.
remake. Okay.
Yeah.
Um.
So my boy Spike is coming back. My boy Tim Burton's about to come out again. I'm really happy. And then season 2 of Wednesday, you know, they can start working on that, which is Tim Burton as well.
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to that.
High and Low is Apple and A24.
Yes.
Yeah. There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm glad to see Spike hooking up with some different studios and stuff like that, man. Because you
Mhm.
know, it's hard to get backing nowadays when you're a minority director, but I'm glad to see him working with a big time star. This will be their 5th time working together too.
Yeah. Dude, I am pumped, dude. For after seeing that trailer, I'm like, oh man, I got more excited. Bad Boys, Ride or Die.
Man, one of my favorite franchise cop movies of all. Man, their chemistry is unlike anything I've ever seen, man. You know, besides Lethal Weapon.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
And to see them, and you know, Will Smith need this because what he did was wrong,
Yeah. I
and
like him anyway, but I know he did wrong.
yeah,
Yeah.
and he's experienced enough humiliation publicly. He apologized. Chris Rock got back at him with his stand up on
Yeah.
Netflix. So
Yeah.
hey, even Steven, even
Yeah.
Steven. So it's time for him to. He made a mistake, and the whole world seen it, man. You know that's what
Mhm.
happened. It was a
Yeah.
bad mistake. I hate seeing black on black crime. It hurt my heart, but he's forgiven. And hey, I hope the movie does well. And I
Yeah.
mean, what year would you think you would get the sequel, Part 4 to Bad Boys, and the same year the sequel to Beverly Hills Cop Part 4 with Eddie Murphy? Come
Oh
on, man.
yeah, yeah.
This
True.
is this is a dream come true. And the second trailer just dropped for Beverly Hills Cop. Axel Foley. Oh my God, it looks
Uh-huh.
amazing because you got the, the original producers to come back to do this, and it looks amazing. It looks
Uh-huh. I
really,
need to
really.
check it out. I haven't seen the trailer.
Yeah, the second trailer is awesome, man. They
Yeah,
have they have a snow plow, a helicopter. I'm like, oh, they went all out.
oh, how many Beverly Hills Cops are? Four?
This will be the
Oh,
fourth.
this is got so three and this. Okay, okay,
So it's
okay.
perfect. So Bad Boys 4, and now you got Beverly Hills Cop 4.
Four. Yeah.
Three of my favorite comedic actors of all time: Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, Eddie Murphy. Come
Eddie
on, man.
Murphy.
That's great. That's great.
I was laughing. I was laughing in that trailer when he's at that convenience store, Martin Lawrence, and he's looking at the dogs and he's like, "Are they fresh? I put them yesterday, man." I'm like, "Oh yeah, give me one."
And he got some Skittles. Oh yeah, yeah, man. Martin Lawrence is a riot, and they
Yeah.
bring the best out of each other when they're together. You know,
And I have always liked Will Smith since
always.
back since French Prince of Bel Air.
Oh man, not even that. When he was rapping as a
When he
Fresh
was
Prince,
rapping.
DJ
Yeah.
Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Parents just
Uh-huh.
don't understand. Girls ain't nothing but trouble. I'm like, I love this dude. Then he became
Uh-huh.
a TV sensation with the Fresh Prince of Bel Air,
Hmm.
and then he did a few movies. But I don't know if you know this or not. Martin Lawrence was a bigger star at the time, and they gave him a script for Bad Boys. They said,
Hmm.
"Who do you want to be your co-star?" And he wanted to call Eddie Murphy to see he'd do it. And his sister said, "Why don't you ask Will Smith?" Because they both had hit TV shows, Martin and The Fresh Prince of Bel Air. But Martin was a little bit bigger of a star. Because if you watch the first Bad Boys, his
Hmm.
name comes first.
Oh, I haven't paid attention to that. Okay.
Yeah, his name came first. And the second one, they came up at the same time. But now, Will Smith comes first. But his Martin Lawrence's sister talked him in and say, give Will Smith a shot. And they did Bad Boys together. And dude, launched Will Smith's action career from then
Uh-huh.
on, all because of Martin Lawrence.
Mhm. Ah, okay. I didn't know that part. Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah. Yeah, I really like them together. They have good chemistry.
Oh, the
They're
best,
funny.
man.
They're
It's just
funny. Yeah.
you know, and I like the fact that the first two movies were done by Michael Bay, and the last two films are done by the same brother duo that did the part three. So it keeps the consistency and the look of the film. I like that.
Mhm. Oh, now that you mentioned those two brothers, I don't remember the name, but I think it was this morning because I told you like I woke up really early
Uh
and I
huh.
checked the phone and then I kind of fall asleep again. I think I read a headline of a rumor that those two brothers might direct. Again, it's a rumor. Might direct the Spider-Man fourth movie, or like supposedly they are in the talks, but I don't know how. It's a rumor, but
Mm.
yeah. So
Yeah,
I
I'm
did.
glad for these guys because remember they did Batgirl and it got shelved by WB.
Oh, they're the same guys.
Same guy. So
Oh.
a little redemption that they're doing
Uh-huh.
something big and mainstream to get that. Because I feel bad for those guys, man. They did a couple
Yeah.
of episodes of the show Miss Marvel on Disney Plus, so they're good directors. But they
Hmm.
said that Batgirl was so bad they had to shelve it. I'm like, okay, well, I'm happy for these guys to get a second chance to do another Bad Boys movie because part three was really good.
Yeah, part three. I like part three, and obviously everybody says, "Oh, my new movie is the best one." But I get that. That's part of marketing. But apparently, this one is supposed to be like the better chemistry between these two. I mean, that's what they say. But after seeing that trailer, I kind of see some of that, because the
Yeah, at
trailer
first
got me. The trailer got me.
it's not just hype. When I seen the trailer like you did, and I like the idea of them being on the run and everybody's after them because it makes you be in a more confined environment. Like, man, we gotta stick together as boys to survive this. So it might be the best Bad Boys. I think two will always have the best action, but this might
Mhm.
be the best story out of all four.
Yeah, I see. I see. Yeah, I wonder if it's gonna pick up right from the third one.
Hmm.
I need to rewatch the third one because I saw it when it came out a few times when
I
it came
think
out. But
so because remember his son is in part three and they put him in jail. And in this
mhm.
trailer, he's talking to his son behind bars, and all of a sudden, the son is out. So I think
Okay,
his
so
son is
cool.
helping him. Like, dude, your own department is trying to kill you. And who would know best because he shot his boss, right? So he knows
Yeah,
what's going on inside. It's an inside job.
yeah, dude. Oh, I was gonna ask you, are you a Lord of the Rings guy or no?
Oh yeah, I love Lord of the
You are.
Rings. Yeah.
Did you know that it's coming to the theater again?
Oh, I didn't. So like an anniversary special.
No, just because.
Oh, because
Yeah,
they
yeah.
need some
It's
money.
got. Yeah, it's gonna be. at least on AMC. I don't know about Cinemark or other ones, but AMC. Do you go to AMC or depends? Or will you go
It
anywhere?
depends. Mostly Cinemark out here where I'm at, but we
Dude,
have everything here.
dude, I wish there are no Cinemarks here. Uh, the closest one is not too far, but it's in another state, Cinemark. But have you tried Screen X on Cinemark?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh
you
yeah.
have. Oh, dude, I've seen because I follow Cinemark on Instagram, and I see something they post the Screen X. Dude, how is it like? Like, I don't know. I never experienced it, but I'm dying to try it.
Dude,
Like, because it has like the screens on the side or something, right? Something
yeah.
like that.
It's like, you know how some monitors go around like this? You can buy the monitor that's kind of
Mhm.
like kind of curved. It's like that.
Uh-huh. Oh, dude,
So you're
I
like,
wish
you're literally doing like this.
I. I would love to do.
Your head is on a swivel. And
Uh-huh.
it's a great, like, so the only way I can describe it, those monitors that kind of bend like this, is like that.
Uh-huh. Bro, I would love to experience that. Yeah,
Brother,
there's.
brother, it is orgasmic, let me tell you. You're like,
do you do
out of
you
here.
do you remember one of the movies that you have seen on Screen X? Like uh one that, because I don't know if you watch them all or just some.
Recently, I did Godzilla and Kong,
Oh, dude, that must have been
and,
a nice one.
and the latest Ghostbusters movies. I did those two.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. Um, oh, dude, that would have been nice. Yeah, so I think it's about, I want to say an hour away. I think it's in New Hampshire, just across the
Oh,
border.
okay.
But I never been. I think I drove by one time that I was coming back from New Hampshire. Uh, but yeah, but Massachusetts, there's no Cinemarks. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But
We got a lot out here. Oh, Granny cooked breakfast.
Been done.
Oh, yeah. See, I'm still at my mother's house. I've been
oh
told
yeah, yeah.
breakfast. She goes, get your black butt in here and eat this food, boy. So, man, hey,
Before
man,
you get.
I'm glad I got a chance to hang out with you because I missed out on the last
Uh-huh.
Alfred
Oh yeah,
Hitchcock.
the Afro Hitchcock, dude. Yeah, we're gonna be doing more.
Okay.
Not only more live streams, but also more Afro Hitchcock because it's tons of material. But yeah,
Well,
thank you
dude.
for making the time, bro. It's almost, oh, dude, it's almost an hour and a half.
Oh, man, it flew by. So, yeah, we did good. We did good.
I just look at that time and like, oh wait, it's an hour and 22 minutes. Dude, but thank you for joining us. And anybody, you guys watching live or after the fact, thank you for watching. And I'm gonna put Blacktastic's link down below. Make sure that you check out his latest movie, The Lookout. And I just decided to do this live stream like last night, so it was like a very very last minute. I'm off this week, so maybe I'll do another one this week. I don't know. I want to play it by ear.
Like Saturday mornings are good for me, or Sunday mornings are good for me. But
Sunday
yeah,
morning.
man. And when you do the thumbnail for this video, send it to me, and I can
Oh, yeah.
promote it on my Instagram, man.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna put your pictures. I already have it.
Okay.
'Cause I got pictures of everybody that I invited just in case I need to
Okay,
work on
cool.
that one.
Yeah,
What
do
I'll
a
do it.
thumbnail, and I'll put it up on my IG when I'm done eating breakfast.
Sounds good. Well, enjoy the rest of the day with your family, and thank you again, Praktastic, and thank you everybody. So we're gonna see you guys soon, and thank you, and bye bye.
All right. See you later.
Bye bye.
Peace.